reclaiming the narrative, the cost associated with our viewing choices. In our hyper-connected era, it often feels like the world has traded depth for dazzle, and the evidence is glaring. Every scroll, every click, every like seems to lead us deeper into the rabbit hole of outrageous gossip, absurd entertainment, and downright nonsensical content. But why is it that the tantalizing aroma of scandal and the quick dopamine hit of mindless chatter pull us in more than the rich, nourishing feast of constructive knowledge, uplifting ideas, and soulful wisdom? Let's be brutally honest. Our brains are hardwired for drama. Gossip isn't just idle chatter. It's a throwback to our ancestral past, when knowing the ins and outs of our tribe meant survival. Back then, every whispered secret was a potential alert to danger, or an opportunity to climb the social ladder. Fast forward to today, and those primal instincts have been hijacked by modern algorithms that thrive on engagement. They serve us bite-sized, sensational tidbits designed to trigger our fight-or-flight responses, igniting emotions in a fraction of a second. Now, don't get me wrong. There's something undeniably magnetic about a scandal that borders on the absurd. It's like a shock of neon in an otherwise grayscale world. The bizarre, the outlandish, and even the downright stupid are all too easy to digest because they require little mental effort and deliver a quick rush of validation. In the digital coliseum, our fleeting attention is the prize. And what's more clickable than controversy or a juicy tidbit of gossip? It's the cheap thrill of instant gratification, one that's hard to resist when every notification is a promise of a new, thrilling distraction. Contrast this with the slow-cooked, soul-satisfying content that challenges us to think, learn, and evolve. True wisdom, whether it's rooted in scholarly insight, moral philosophy, or genuine self-improvement, is like a hearty stew that takes time to savor. It demands patience, introspection, and a willingness to dig deeper into the messiness of human experience. But in a world that's increasingly measured by likes, shares, and click-through rates, such content can seem like an uphill battle against the ever-present tide of superficiality. So, what changed? How did we end up in an age where sensationalism wins over substance? A lot of it comes down to the relentless march of technology. Social media platforms and digital news outlets are engineered to grab your attention and keep you hooked. Every algorithm is a savvy beast, designed to exploit our natural biases and reward the most extreme, polarizing content. It's no accident that our feeds are awash with content that's designed to provoke, and sometimes even to mislead. The more outrageous the claim, the more likely it is to be shared, and the more revenue it generates in a system that values quantity over quality. It's a vicious cycle. The system rewards the lowest common denominator, and in doing so, it crowds out the voices that encourage us to be kinder, smarter, and more reflective. The content that teaches us to be loving, caring, and stoic is often slower to build momentum because it doesn't offer the same immediate dopamine rush. But make no mistake, this isn't a failure of human nature so much as it is a failure of the platforms and incentives that guide our attention. Our collective responsibility is to recognize that we're not passive consumers. We have the power to choose what feeds our minds and shapes our culture. Imagine if, instead of mindlessly clicking on the latest scandal, we sought out content that challenges us to think, that inspires us to grow, and that reminds us of our shared humanity. Picture a renaissance of thoughtful conversation, where deep ideas and genuine empathy take center stage over the trivial and the transient. This isn't just a nostalgic yearning for a bygone era of intellectual pursuit. It's a call to arms for a more mindful, engaged society. We must resist the seductive lure of digital fast food and instead invest in the slow, deliberate nourishment of our minds. Let's be clear. Embracing deeper content isn't about shaming those who indulge in lighter fare. We're all guilty of falling for the flash and the fury now and then. But if we want to forge a path toward a future where knowledge, creativity, and humility are celebrated, then it's high time we re-examine our digital diets. It's time to ask ourselves, are we content to be passive consumers of fleeting drama, or will we choose to be active seekers of truth and growth? In the end, the battle isn't between gossip and wisdom. It's about reclaiming our attention and directing it toward what truly matters. Let's harness the raw energy of our digital age and channel it into building a world that values substance over sensation, where every click is a step toward enlightenment rather than a descent into superficiality. The choice is ours, and the future, as they say, is in our hands.